Good day and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be on the next battle cruiser, the Harbinger prototype. Now before I get in, I'd like to ask you all to please leave a like or comment on my video. Consider subscribing to my channel, and if you dislike the video, leave a comment saying where I've gone wrong. Okay, so getting into the Harbinger prototype. So I'm going to go straight in with giving the fittings before I go in any further. So, drone slot, since this is a laser vessel, best paired with a drone would be an explosive drone. Then your weapon slots are going to be your long range laser cannons. It's going to allow you to be a sniper. Then your mid range for this vessel, because of their extreme range, you are going to keep on two Weber fires and a NOS energy drain. Now, the reason for those in that slot is in case anything is fast enough to get into that range where you have to fight. And in your low slot, it's going to be your standard um, build when it comes to a laser. You're going to use a tracking computer, you're going to use your shield hardener, armor recovery, a micro warp drive, and an afterburner. Now, the reason for that is these ships can deal with that extra power. They're a little bit more better built for that. And the reason why shield and armor recovery is the shield is a bit weaker than the armor, and you're going to allow damage to fall through, and you're going to try and recover both at the same time overall in the battle, because it's only going to happen if anything can get close enough to you. Now, going into the next slot, into your weapon slots, the best option over here is to load it up with weapon uh, range increase, activation time, and damage. So laser range, activation time, and damage. That's where you're going to put your three weapon slots. And in your engineering slot, you are going to go extra energy, faster recharge time, and velocity gain on the vessel. Now, I am going to say this here in this video because it was pointed out to me that I don't have the best builds. I don't use exploits. So the fact that they say that you're going to get a negative impact when you use more than one low slot, and the fact that it isn't affecting certain weapons, does not mean that it is the best build. That means that you're just getting away with an exploit where they are not giving you your negative. To be honest, they should increase the negative to give everybody fair reason to play fair, because you are not playing fair by putting on three tracking computers on your Harbinger and running at a range of 150 kilometers. That is unfair to the normal players, it's unfair to those who play fair. So, what else are you going to put on this vessel to make sure that it's right if you wanted to change up your format a little bit? You could give it more of a armor tank build and allow the shield regen to complement the armor regen. Now, as I've explained it, if I'm correct, I've given all five slots. You're going tracking computer, armor repair, shield repair, that's the armor booster, shield booster, micro warp drive, and afterburner. Now, the micro warp drive and afterburner is to give you that speed to get away from anybody. Yesterday, I went through a war with the rest of my corp, and we saw the exploits when it comes to running certain types of ships and certain type of formations. And to be honest, when you're playing PvP and you're in a large amount of ships, nothing works correctly. I hit the ship at less than 15 kilometers out. They didn't even register my hit. That means that at 15 kilometers, I couldn't hit a stationary object for no other reason than uh, the ship was not rendered properly, or there was something wrong with the AI. But when there are too many vessels in a fight, it's going to give you these small problems, and damage will randomly pitch up. You might have full shield 1 second, and the next minute your armor and your hull is halfway damaged. That's because things change like that there when you have too many in a sector. Remember, this is a mobile game. Mobile games have a limit on the amount of information that can run in a single second. So when it all piles in that single second for your phone, it can't process everything correctly, because there's players being killed, players getting hit, you getting hit, others are getting hit, you firing at others, they moving about, you moving about. Everything is complex in terms of calculation, and we aren't running with strong graphics supported computers. So that's one reason why you'll find that in massive PvP battles, my builds don't work either. That's because there's too much of lag and too much of a delay. You can't even tell what's really going on. Your shield hardeners and your shield boosters won't even work properly. I was gaining 40% on a shield booster that is impossible for me. Uh, I was flying at 1,900 kilometers per second, 1,900 meters per second, sorry. And that is impossible for me either because I don't have that much of research into my afterburner to get me up above the limitation of speed. And I was so weak against laser damage that one hit was taking out all of my shield, armor, and half my health, which is also impossible. It was just the lag on the fight that's what caused those things, and that's how come these best spells, even though they can work in PvP really well, they don't impact it well going forward. Now, I have noticed the differences between the tracking computer ballistic uh, unit and the missile tracking unit. They work differently. Ballistic units work well with turrets and cannons. The tracking computer works well with everything, if I am correct, and the missile tracking unit works well with the missiles. And torpedoes and rapids, all of those work well with it when it comes together. So, moving on with this build, let's go into where this ship shines. 25% uh, range on your lasers and 25% accuracy fall off. One command burst slot. Okay, it gains plus 8% damage each time the advanced research is completed on medium lasers. So 8 times 5, 40% extra damage is going to be added overall. Let's see, medium laser capacitor need minus 10%. Overall, it's going to be minus 50%. So a 50% reduction in the requirement for your lasers, for your laser on your capacitor, makes it quite good for your ship. Command bonus, inertia modifier. Quicker turning radiuses, a lot faster to get away from fights. That means you can warp a little bit faster with the ship. Hence the reason why it will be a little bit better when it comes to fighting in. It'll be a little bit better when it comes to fighting in major battles and tanking a little bit of damage on its hull. So you could actually run this as an armor tank if you have your full command in battle cruiser command, because minus 25% on the inertia bonus means that you will turn a lot faster instead of that whole slow turn which takes almost 45 seconds for you to move your ship. Okay, let's go down into its overall. It's over 20,000 overall defense, putting it in the battle cruiser class. It is on the lower side of defense with only 21,000 in defense. Flight velocity of 181 meters per second, making it a slower vessel in the class. 2.7 AU per second is standard warp on all of these vessels. 1,044 megawatt power output, giving it a little bit higher output compared to the other vessels. And a capacitor of 4,196, making it the strongest when it comes to capacitor, as far as I know. And the cargo hold of 750 cubic meters, making it the smallest cargo hold on any of the vessels. Okay, so let's jump in. As I said, this is a armor tank. Shields are weaker than armor. Armor on the structure is stronger than the shields. So there you go, breakdown on it quick and easy. I'm trying to keep the video as short as possible, so everything is being condensed down. I was told that my videos are a bit long and I blab a little bit too much. I am going to put out another video after this here, if I have the time, on something specific about the exploits which people have been playing. Okay, so recharge time 528 seconds, 19.8 gigajoules per second recharge on capacitor. The fastest and the strongest when it comes to regaining capacitor. Due to the size, that's how come you're getting that negative. And adding 25% adds almost 1,000 extra capacitor to the ship, and the increase in speed for the capacitor regain adds an additional 2 per second. That makes a big difference overall when it comes to gaining on this vessel. Okay, flight velocity was slow, inertia was quite good. So this ship, even though it is a battle cruiser, can make those fast turns. making it one of the only vessels in this class that will be okay running armor tank. It isn't going to be the best to use as an armor tank, but it can take it on its armor quite well due to that extra bonus in armor. And the inertia is what's actually going to give it that boost. So the moment you reach command 5, it's fine to build it up as a tank build. That will be armor hardener, armor extender, and armor booster, armor hardener, armor extender. And then obviously your last two slots are going to be micro warp drive, and your other slot will be the tracking computer. You want the additional range instead of having more speed. You could run a damage control unit, you could change it out slightly depending which way you want to flow, more damage or more tanky. It's purely up to you. You could even add a shield regen to give you that extra bit of a bonus so that every time they're hitting you, they're going through a shield and your armor, gives you a little bit of extra time in a fight. Okay, so that was the basics on this. I think I got through it quite nicely with a quicker video. Let's hope that I can keep doing these quick build videos instead of the longer ones. Breaking down a little bit on the lasers on this vessel. So with the tracking computers, some players have been exploiting the fact that you can stack tracking computers without having the negative impact you, because it is an exploit. It is not a legitimate gameplay. If you play today, tomorrow they patch it, you are going to cry because you have 5 tracking computers and you're no longer getting 150 kilometers on a shot when you activate all 5. Remember, they drop off percentages as you go down, and if I'm right, after 3, it's 0% on each one of your modules. They need to give a little bit more heavy of an impact to make sure that players don't try to exploit their systems. Maybe instantly reduce it by 50% on both weapons. That way, then nobody will ever think of doubling over their low slots, because they have made the low slots intended for you not to double or triple the slot choices, so that you're playing fair with the other players, so that battles aren't just one-sided. Like if the missile tracking units were the same, I'm not sure if they are, then you could just stack it and I could shoot you from 200 kilometers away because of the additional range I get on a missile launcher. And that will be the end of it for you, because you won't be able to touch the cyclone, and the cyclone will still be blowing you to pieces from so far away that she's not even in the standard radius that you would normally be. You'd have to walk to him to fight properly. Okay, so that's gonna be it on this video, and that is my reason why I don't give exploit pearls and why I don't ever double a low slot, because you're not supposed to. Okay, so thank you for watching. Have a good day.